Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Patience, once again, and today I'll be bringing you the 5-strand headband ear warmer. To begin, you will need yarn. I'm using Robin chunky yarn. I'll be also using a 5.5mm hook, a pair of scissors, a yarn needle, and you'll also need clipboard to help you hold your work down, or you can use anything else to help you, as I will show you. So to begin, we are going to do a slip knot. As you can see, I doubled up my yarn because I wanted my headband to be chunky, and then I'm going to begin making chains. So here I chained 70 chains, and this is because of my measurements. You can measure according to the size of your head or the person going to wear the headband. But for my case, I chained 70 chains. So now I'm going to chain 2 and work a double crochet in the 4th chain. Yarn over, insert a hook in the 4th chain from the hook, and work a double crochet. So I'm going to work a double crochet in every chain on the string. So we've come to the end of our first row. As you can see, make sure when you count the stitches they're equal to the number of chains in your first strand, which is 70. So we are going to do this 5 times and make 5 different individual strands. The next step now is going to be hiding the extra thread into our strands. You can do this using your crochet hook, as I'm doing, or you can use your yarn needle, whatever works best for you. After we have finished working on all our 5 strands, you set them side by side, and now using our yarn needle we are going to connect them on one side. Now we are going to tie it together so that they do not come loose. So now this is the point where you need your clipboard. You can clip the 5 strands into your clipboard to hold them together, but in case you do not have a clipboard like I do, you are going to improvise and find some other means of holding your work in place. So now it's time for us to start braiding our headband. I got my second strand, I passed it below my third strand, I put it over the fourth strand and below the fifth strand. Then I got my first strand, I passed it over my third strand, below the fourth strand and over the fifth strand. As you can see now, we have a pattern forming, so we are going to go ahead and continue braiding our headband until the end. Now when you reach the end, you have to ensure that all the strands are tucked in well and folded up together, because now this is the part where we are going to stitch them together using our yarn needle. So you go ahead, you continue following the pattern like you've been doing until the very last bits of the strands are tucked in. Now, after tucking in all our strands, it's time for us to sew that part together. As you sew, make sure you pass through every individual strand so as not to come loose later on. So this is how our strand has come along. Now we shall go back to the first part which we had joined together and remove the thread which we had used to tie them together. This is because we want to pull the headband tight and make sure that the braids are firm in place. After the braids are firm in place to your liking, you're going to continue the pattern and ensure that the other side of the headband is similar to the lower side of the headband. Now that you're done, it's time for us to stitch that upper side together. So we shall pass through every individual strand like we did in the lower part and stitch the upper side of the headband together. Now it's time for us to stitch the two sides, the two ends together. While stitching the two sides, we shall fold with the right side inside and the wrong side on top. So now we are done stitching our sides together. Sorry, I did it off camera. But now it's time for us to cut off all the excess yarn from our headband. And now it's time for us to turn our headband to the right side. So that's how our headband looks like. Thank you so much guys for watching. This is how my headband turned out. If you're new here, please subscribe and click on the notification bell so as to keep getting alerts whenever I post a new video. Peace!